Continuing with our post-race media availability in the campingworld.com 500, we've now been joined by our fifth-place finisher, driver of the 41 Haas Automation Chevrolet, Kurt Busch. And Kurt, a solid performance on your return to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series this weekend. Talk a little bit about your run this afternoon.
Thank you. It was great to be back, and post a top 5 finish in our first effort back is really a testament to the team at Stewart Haas and to Tony Gibson, the crew chief. It was a pleasure to drive the car today. Lots of emotions, but I had to keep those in check and focus on the race car. And there was a few times I was determined enough to overdrive it. And had a chance at the lead at one point with racing Kevin side by side. But overall, as the race progressed, we got a little bit too loose at the end, and I ran out of tools in the car to change. And on that final restart, I was hoping to have a little bit better grip with the right side tires, and it just didn't seem like we could grab the racetrack like we needed. So, in hindsight, staying out, well, we didn't quite have a shot to win, but it would have been great to try to finish 1-2 for Stewart Haas today in my return. But top 5, we'll take it.
We will take questions for Kurt. Please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation, and we'll start up front with Lee, please.
Considering how well you ran today in your first time back with Gibson and the guys, what kind of, promise does it show that this team has as a whole just to be a contender week in and week out?
But they're doing their homework, they're doing their job, and I haven't been there for them, and so it's bittersweet. And we started our season today, and we got a top 5 finish, and now it's on to the next group of races to where we will develop as a team and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And if we can have a goal of shadowing Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers, then that's the best objective to have right now. But it's a quality effort from Stewart Haas and making sure that, they kept everything warm for me. And Gene Haas, when I was talking to him through all of this, I said, will the car be there when I come back? He says, it's your seat. When you get back, it'll be yours.
Okay, we'll go Tom and then Jim. Go ahead, Tom.
Hi, Kurt. Congratulations. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. 2 quick questions. One, how similar is what you run and Kevin runs? And given Kevin's speed, how much confidence do you have that you might be able to win fairly quickly?
Well, I thought we did a good job to simulate things that he's been doing, and you would be stupid not to. I mean, the guy's finished first or second in the last 7 races. And so we headed his direction, and we need to continue to do that. I mean, it's still, though, so many little things that add up to make a full, complete, winning race car. And me and Tony Gibson, the lead engineer, Klossmeyer, will hit the books hard this week, figure out what we can do for Fontana, which should be similar to Homestead, and we'll go from there.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Kurt, you talked a lot about the brief time you had working with Tony Gibson at the end of last season and how well you felt you guys had worked together. Were you concerned at all that somehow whatever spark that you had would have been lost in the few weeks that you missed at the beginning of this season?
No, I wasn't worried. We really hit it off well last year, and to start off this year, I mean, we have that extra emotion within us right now, and everything's on a high of getting back to the car, racing hard, going for the win in our first weekend back together, and now we'll just settle back in and get in that groove for these next couple weeks, and then there's the Easter off week. But didn't feel like we would miss a beat. I knew I would be a bit behind on restarts, and it was chaos the first few. Those guys out there were serving me my lunch the first few restarts, and then I started to figure it out.
Kurt, Becca Gladden, FrontStretch.com. In your opening statement, you mentioned all the emotions that you experienced today. Can you talk a little bit about what some of those emotions were and how you're feeling now that the race is over?
The big one was when I was behind Kevin with about 60 laps to go. We're running 1-2, and that's Stewart Haas Racing's objective every week. And when you have that sense of pride of running 1-2, I knew the race shop was probably going bananas on us running so well, and And that's the emotional side of it, of working through all the different things I've been through this off season. Stewart Haas Racing's been my family.
Go ahead.
Dominic Udigo on the RacingExperts.com. Kurt, just want to ask you, based on your performance today, how confident are you that you and your team can make the chase just off points alone?
We're not going to think about points. Gene Haas has got me under contract to go win races, and that's what I want to do. We'll see how the points play out, but right now we're here to win some races. And first of all, first step was get our feet back underneath us, and then we'll go for those wins.
Okay, we're going to go to Bob next.
Bob Parker, ESPN. That was somewhat my question in the sense of you need to get in the top 30 in points. So is there any part of it where you can't take any huge risks as when you're trying to figure out strategy because you need to make sure that you do get some points each week?
It's a long season. The way that you can look at it is we've already used our DNFs. And so whether we take a risk or not, it's my job to go for those wins. Gene Haas would rather have the car loaded up on the flatbed going for a win and instead of just cruising around there to try to finish 12th.
All right, we'll go to Michael Knight next, please.
Hi, Kurt. Michael Knight, Arizona Republic. Do you feel any sense of relief to have this first weekend back done and over with?
Yeah, it's nice to check it off the box, but it's a long season, and I knew I'd be back. NASCAR gave me a template with the Road to Recovery, and I accepted it as soon as possible and worked as diligently as I could with it. And as we move forward, it now feels great to have this weekend done. Now we go to Fontana, and the 41 car, it's got a top 5 finish already this year.
Okay, and we'll end with Jerry here.
Kurt, Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tires. Earlier in the weekend, you said you were nervous going into turn 1 in practice. What was it like today going into turn 1 the first lap and then now sitting up here with a strong finish?
It was the butterflies, an entertaining feel inside the car because of all the newness and the other cars around me, and not having done restarts yet with this new aero package combined with the lack of power. There was a lot of guys shifting, using third gear through turns 1 and 2, and it makes for a lot of variables. And so I had to build up a pattern to eliminate some of those variables, and that's why it was some anxious times.
Kurt, congratulations on a solid run today, and we thank you for your time this afternoon.
All right, thank you.